I remember thinking to myself when we were going through the third surge, what are we going to do if there's a fourth? And here we are in the middle of a fourth surge in the holidays.
If you've walked by a CityMD lately in New York City, you have seen these lines for testing that go around the block. There's people here who are waiting in line right now. They got here an hour and a half before they even opened. But you got to remember, the people who run these clinics are vulnerable too. And in fact, CityMD announced overnight they're going to have to close some of their locations temporarily because of staffing concerns. It is the unbelievable transmissibility of this variant that's leading to a lot more testing, a lot more cases, and the ripple effects are growing larger and larger.
As the Biden administration prepares to ship out 500 million COVID tests, demand for testing has already skyrocketed, often stranding Americans in hours-long lines.
That's just a pure supply problem we're banging into.
New York City will now open even more testing sites as cases there have climbed 640% in the past month. And Walmart is lowering its cap on how many at-home tests customers can buy online, citing limited inventory and extremely high demand. The CDC is now reporting models suggest the number of new cases from the coming Omicron surge could top the highs we saw in previous waves, and this new wave could peak as early as January. Hospitals have very limited supply of the one antibody treatment proven effective against the variant in studies, and antiviral pills which could help are awaiting authorization. While it's possible Omicron may be more mild than previous variants, experts warn the sheer volume of cases could inundate hospitals, many of which are already overburdened.
We have patients coming in all the time, waiting in the waiting room, waiting in the hallways.
The controversial 110-year prison sentence for the truck driver found responsible for this fiery pileup is now being reconsidered. A jury in Colorado convicted Rohel Aguilera-Mederos for the wreck in 2019 when his big rig slammed into dozens of stopped cars, killing 4 people. He claimed his brakes failed, but the jury found him guilty on 42 counts, including vehicular homicide, leading to that prison sentence of more than a century.
I don't know why I'm alive.
Aguilera-Mederos made a passionate plea at his hearing, but the judge said his hands were tied because of minimum sentencing laws in the state. But now, nearly 5 million people have signed a petition calling the punishment unfair. Truckers across the country have threatened to stop moving goods to and from Colorado. Now, the district attorney herself has filed a motion asking for a hearing to reconsider the sentencing. His attorney says Aguilera-Mederos deserves a sentence that matches similar cases.
What people are facing for this type of case, and anything from 6 months to 2 years is what they're facing.